Good morning. Good evening and good night, wherever you join us today in today's live lecture coming to you from the Colomahadum Wisdom University. This is the second lecture like we promised you, and this lecture will be very explosive because a lot of our people do not like this type of lecture. But we have to say it because Colomahadum Wisdom University is founded on the truth. What we owe our brothers and sisters, our African brothers and sisters, and Biafrans, and the world in general, is to speak the truth. That's why we are set up. And today's date is Eke Market Day in the Igbo lunar calendar, and 12/23/25 in the Roman Catholic calendar. Remember, at Colomahadum, we always advise you to use your naturally common sense and also to see things from how it concerns you, not how it concerns other cultures. And also, we are Biafran-centric, Igbo-centric, and African-centric. And that's why we encourage you to follow us, subscribe on our YouTube channel. Right now, we are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, we are live on Twitter and TikTok. Join us by pressing that bell button in YouTube so that anytime we present a new lecture, you'll be the first to get it. And also like, comment, and share. The title of today's lecture is that Christmas is coming. In the next 2 days, Christmas is European affair. Africans should stop celebrating it. Christmas is European affair. Doesn't have anything to do with black man. And Africans should stop celebrating it because it keeps us as slaves, makes us ignorant, and continues to exploit our people. It is important that you know that the world we live in have existed for more than 3.5 billion years. And we were living our lives, and our ancestors have been living their lives in the last 3.5 billion years that this earth have existed before the arrival of the beginning of Christianity in this world. And the Christianity, the Catholic Church, started just 2,000 years ago, while the world have lived for 3.5 billion years. And no Jesus died for any Africans. No Jesus died for you. If it ever existed, he never died for any African. And that's why you shouldn't celebrate anything. And so slavery actually started when the Papal Bull, with the Papal Bull of 1455, when Pope Nicholas V signed the Papal Bull for Portugal on January 8, 1455, courtesy of the King of Portugal, Arquivo Nacional da Torres do Tombo of Lisbon. This signing of this Papal Bull, the Catholic Church giving Portugal the right of conquest, the right to go to other places to conquer their land, take their people, enslave them, and exploit them, and kill them, started the current world order and slavery. And with Portugal's expansion into Western Africa in the 15th century, Iberian merchants began to recognize the economic potential of a large-scale human slave trafficking enterprise. They begin to see the benefit of buying human beings and selling them in the market and making money out of human beings that look like them, except that they have a different color than the human beings that they met in West Africa. This was how Christianity and slavery started in the world. This is how Christianity got to West Africa, in conjunction with slavery. And so it came. But as they were in Africa, as the Papal Bull was signed, as Western Europeans start to go to different lands, including America, what you call America today, Canada, Brazil, Australia, New Zealand, and so many other parts of the world, to conquer them and take their resources and land. Meanwhile, in Europe, they were fighting each other. The 1445, the Dutch revolt the Dutch revolt lasted between 1568 to 1648 for more than 80 years. Was a prolonged struggle for independence from Catholic Spain. They were fighting wars in Europe between the churches, between the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church. They fought an 80 years war that eventually led to the independence of Netherlands. They also fought another war, 30 years war. In this 30 years war, it is all the countries that is Catholic, led by the Catholic Church, versus the countries that were led by the Anglican Church. They were fighting each other for another 30 years. So they've been fighting each other. It's been a religion of war, fighting in Europe. So they fought for so many years. That's what we want you to know. 80 years war and another 30 years war. That brings it to 110 years war between the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church in Europe. As they are doing that, they were enslaving our people. They were exploiting our people. They were gathering all the wealth in the world. And so the Christian religion actually is an European affair because it favored them, because it was this religion that told them to go to other lands to conquer and take their lands and enslave them. And that is what they did throughout many centuries. You know that since the Papal Bull was signed, slave trade, the last slave trade ended in Brazil in 1898, call it almost in the 1900s. So it's about 500 to 600 years that they enslaved people. They went to several lands outside their land to enslave people, to carry people to their own land, into their plantations, to serve them, to work for them, to do everything for them before slavery ended. This very church was in place when all these atrocities were going on around the whole world, and they never stopped it. They never spoke against it. And so this and many others is why Africans will be advised from Nkola Mahadum Wisdom University not to celebrate. Stop celebrating what you don't know. Christianity, Christmas is not for Africans. It's European affair. They are the ones that own it. They are the ones that are benefiting from it. They are the ones that is enjoying it, and not we Africans. And they have gathered a lot of wealth. Africans, slaves working for them for many, many, many years, more than 5 to 6 centuries, that people, our ancestors, were enslaved by the same people that brought you this religion. And We have so many reasons why we are asking you not to celebrate the Christmas, because the Christmas is not for you. It is an European affair. The first reason is that the world has been in existence for 3.5 billion years. This Christianity they're talking about just started 2,000 years ago. And before then, our ancestors have been living their lives for billions of years with our own way of life before these people came in and took over by force. They didn't even come to take over. They came with weapons. They came with war and subdue and kill and subdue our people and beat this religion and force this religion upon our people. Because when they were living also, they left the land in the hands of our people that are following them. That is why our predicaments have continued to this day. And so this religion just started 2,000 years ago. And our ancestors have had their own way of life before the arrival of this religion. And before then, there's peace in our land. Again, the contents of the Bible has nothing to do with the black man. Even a black man, Judas, who is one of the disciples in the Bible, is said to be the one that betrayed the main character, Jesus. The only black man mentioned in that Bible, Judas, was a betrayer. He was captured as the betrayer, as somebody bad. Because every other person in that book is not black. They have their it's not a Judas. Doesn't have the color of Judas. And so the Bible itself is a storybook. It's a book of lies that tells you that there's heaven outside this earth. Tells you that there's heaven and earth. There's heaven and hell outside this earth, which is a lie, because there's no heaven anywhere in this world. Heaven or hell is in this world, depending on action of man. The higher you go up the sky, the colder it becomes and the windy. No life of any form can survive up there, that they're telling you that there's heaven. No. Everybody dies the same way. All human beings die the same way and are buried the same way. Some are incremented, some are buried 6 feet under. And when you are buried 6 feet under, you will just decay, follow the normal decay process. Everybody undergoes that. And so the Bible is a book of lies that tells us that there's heaven outside this earth, which is a lie. It also says that they cure disease. They do not cure any disease. If they cure diseases, why should we have the hospitals? Why do we have the health professionals? They tell us that it gives jobs. It does not give any job. In our land, they only encourage building of churches and no factories. So it doesn't give any job. Again, it keeps us as slaves and the originators, the owners, as the masters. If you are believing or celebrating what does not belong to you, it's not original to you. This is something that came foreign. This is a foreign thing. And the foreigner who owns it will always try to correct you. And by correcting you, you will remain a slave. You will remain subservient to him. And also, it makes us ignorant. You cannot ask questions in that foreign Christianity setting. You cannot ask any question. So it keeps our people ignorant. And in some people that deeply, like the reverend fathers and the bishops and the sisters in the Catholic Church working for them, you do not receive any other information than the Bible and the books published by the church. They don't allow any other external information for you. So it keeps our people ignorant. Also, it leads to continuous exploitation. You go there, they exploit you, you waste your time, use your time, the time you will use to do something in your house. You leave it and go over there to waste that time. And then they also take your money. After taking your money, and then they will brainwash you with lies. You come back with lies from the church. So these and other reasons are why we are advising Africans not to celebrate this Christmas. Why are you celebrating what you don't know? Why are you celebrating foreign thing that doesn't make no sense to Africans, that has nothing to do with Africans? Also, their Bible preaches to us to be poor, that you have to be poor before you go to heaven. But meanwhile, they are the one exploiting our resources. They are the one killing us to get our everything we have. They are the one getting richer and richer. But they tell our people to remain poor, to die in poverty, that they will go to heaven after they die. This is a big lie, and another reason why you should not celebrate this Christmas. In addition, wars continue. It doesn't stop the wars. The Jesus that Christmas, they told you Christmas, Jesus was born this day, and that you celebrate, does not stop wars, doesn't stop the domination, doesn't stop injustices around the world, doesn't stop killings around the world. Preaches that you keep peace, you maintain peace. Now that the Fulani terrorists are killing Christians in Nigeria, resulting to Christian genocide, the Christian leaders are telling the Christians not to do anything, not to revenge. So they'll be there sitting, waiting for Jesus to come and fight for them. But meanwhile, the Fulani terrorists have their own Allah. They're not using Allah. They have their own Quran. They're not using their Quran. They are using weapons to come and be killing Christians. And the Christians will not fight back. That is what Christianity is doing to our people. And our people should not be celebrating this Christmas because it's not helpful to our people. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't help you in any shape or form. In addition, also, it divides our people. It brings division. It tells you your brother is the one killing you. Your sister is the one killing you. Your brother is the one that is taking your glory. All kinds of nonsense they brought to our land to divide our people. If you come to families in our land today, everybody is divided. Plus, there's multi-religion. There's so many versions of the Christian religion, more than 50. And that brings a lot of division in our land. It divides our people. That's why you should not be celebrating. It's not doing anything good for you. Another reason why you should not celebrate this Christmas is that the reverend fathers and the sisters and the bishops serving in the Catholic Church, they cannot get children. They cannot have children. Their generation is ended by servicing, following the way of the Catholic Church and following Jesus and Bible. They will not get married. They will not get children. The world can end with that kind of practice. Without procreation, the world can end like that. That is what this religion is bringing to our land. Another reason is they encourage the building of churches. In many communities in our land, you see big churches, big mansions, without no factories. Why people from that community are jobless, don't have job, don't have nothing to do. But you have this church where you go every day, waste your time, put your money, and they brainwash you, and you come back from there to your house with nothing. Every day, they keep exploiting you. They keep brainwashing you with lies. That helps none of us. Also, the regime changes and cues that goes on around the world. The same people that bring you that religion does regime change. If you have a good person that wants to do something for their people, they will go and remove that person. Then this foreign democracy that they brought to Africa, they make sure they input their own person, the person that will be doing what they want and not what the people want. So how does this religion benefit you that makes you to be celebrating something you call Christmas? They just say it for it to sound sweet. They tell you Merry Christmas, they play music that sounds good and that, but it doesn't change the main thing that will improve your life. It doesn't change it. After this day, Christmas, gone, your suffering continues. Your situation continues. Your suffering continues. So what help is this religion to you that you will come in on the 25th and say that you are celebrating that religion? You are celebrating Christmas. Christmas for what? Christmas is not for Africans. It is an European affair because it benefited Europe. It is that Catholic Church that initiated conquering other people, enslaving other people from the papal bull of the 15th century. It gave them power. It made them to get wealth. Because, for example, Canada is not people that own and control Canada today are Europeans, not the original owners, not the indigenous people. The same thing in America. People that control the land of resources of America are Westerners, Western Europeans that migrated here by force and took the land by force with war. The same thing in Australia, the same thing in New Zealand, the same thing in Brazil, the same thing in Southern Africa today, where they occupy almost 70% of the land in Africa. They got it by war. The same people. So it never changes anything. War continues, queues continues, imposition of leaders continues. And so what are you celebrating for? It's just temporary happiness. That day of Christmas, they give you holiday, just like the people in Africa, because the colonial masters handed over to those that we maintain or continue to impose their culture on our people. They will declare 25th as holiday for you to stay at home. And then that's all. And then they play music, they say Merry Christmas, they say give somebody gifts on Christmas Day. Okay, after that, what else do you benefit? What else? Just for you to be following their culture. You are following foreign culture. A culture that never changes or addresses the main problems we have in this world, only to keep you enslaved, keep you ignorant, and keep you exploited. That's what we want you to know. That the Christmas of this year, if you're an African, if you are an African, this Christmas this year is an European affair. It's been an European affair. It doesn't concern Africans, and Africans should stop celebrating it because it keeps us as slaves, ignorant, and continuous exploitation. And we are reminding you that this world has been in existence for 3.5 billion years, and Christianity just came in 2,000 years ago. And it was this church that started slavery and conquest through the papal bull, an agreement signed during the Roman Empire by Pope Nicholas V with Portugal. That's how slavery and conquest started. And they have benefited enormously from it. Because with Portugal's expansion into Western Africa in the 15th century, Iberian merchants began to recognize the economic potential of a large-scale slave trafficking enterprise. That's how it started. And then that's where the Christianity came in and slavery started. The same thing, that's how they shared the land of Africa in 1884 to 1885 in the Berlin Conference. It is a war, the world we live in now is a war that was started by the Catholic Church through that Papa Bull. And so Europe have benefited a lot from it. All the resources they've been gathering from Africa, from across the world, from America, from Canada, from Brazil, from South Africa, Zimbabwe, even Namibia. In Namibia, in Africa, they occupy also 70% of the land of Namibia. And so how does it benefit us? Do we go to Europe to own lands? Does Africa go to Europe to own land by force? And so it never benefited us. That's why we are advising all Africans, stay at home. They have given you holiday because the colonial masters handed over to our brothers that are following them to maintain or continue to impose their culture on our people. So in Africa, in Biafra land, they have given you holiday on that 25th of December as Christmas Day because they want to continue to impose foreign culture on our people. Take that holiday, but don't celebrate anything. Jesus is not for you. Jesus, if it existed, is for the Europeans, not for Africans. And even the only black man in the Bible, Judas, was being accused as a betrayer, that he's the one that betrayed the main character, Jesus, in the Bible. So all the disciples of Jesus are white people. They're not like you. The only person like you in the Bible was being accused of betrayal. So this Western religion, this Christmas, whatever comes with that religion, it's not for Africans. The Europeans are the beneficiaries. It is their affair. And as they were plundering resources from all over the world, they were fighting in Europe. The Catholic Church and the Protestants, the Anglican Church, at one time, they fought for 80 years before the Dutch Netherlands got their independence. They fought for 80 years. And then they fought another 30-year war again, totaling 110 years of war in Europe. This is the religion that you are saying that somebody died for Africans. And as they were plundering the world from Africa, they were fighting in Europe who is going to control the wealth. And then eventually this religion started to expand in our land due to joblessness of our people, due to handing over of the government to people that will continue the imposition of their foreign culture, and the church continues to expand. And what we are saying is that our ancestors have been living their lives for billions of years before this church came to our land. And then the context of the Bible has nothing to do with a black man. That's what we are telling you. It is full of lies. They are lying to you in the Bible, that the Bible will do this to you. Hey, if you don't wake up and hustle every day, the Bible or Jesus cannot put food on your table. It never does. You will die of hunger. And so the Bible and Jesus are lies. They tell you that they cure diseases. They do not cure any disease, because if they do, there will not be hospitals, clinics, and the health professionals. They tell you it gives job. It does not give any job. In many communities in our land, they only build churches and not factories. It keeps us as slaves, and the colonial masters, the owners of the church, as masters. We want to be free. We want to worship our own religion, the religion of our forefathers, of our ancestors, which they have worshipped for billions of years. They continue to exploit your time. Every time you are going to the church, you are wasting your time. You go there, you give them your money, and worse still is that they will brainwash you with lies that you will come home with. You will not come home with anything physical, but lies that they will put on your head. Very, very dangerous. And then we are saying that also they will preach to you to be poor, that you have to be poor to get to heaven. Meanwhile, they are the one gathering all the riches, all the wealth around the whole world. But they are telling you to be poor. Is that what you are trying to celebrate on the Christmas? Is that what Jesus wants you to do? To be poor, to die in poverty, so that you can go to heaven? Why they know that there's no heaven? They tell you there's heaven and hell. There's no heaven and hell outside this earth. Heaven and hell is in this earth. If you're happy, you are in heaven. If you are not happy, you are in hell. Anytime your homeostasis changes to negativity, you are in hell. Anytime your homeostasis changes to positivity, you are laughing, you are smiling, you are enjoying, you are in heaven. There's no heaven anywhere else. That's why we are letting you know from Kolomohado, because we are set up to tell you the truth. Also, wars continue unstopped, domination continue unstopped, injustices will continue, killings will continue, peace without revenge. They told you to be peaceful, meanwhile they are fighting. They told you to be peaceful, but they are fighting, both inside and outside, to get what you have. And this church and Jesus and Bible divides our people. It has more than 50 denominations. And so our people are divided. They divide families, they divide brothers, they divide sisters, they divide communities. So it's of no benefit to us. And then destruction of our people. Reverend fathers and sisters and bishops do not marry. They do not procreate. They do not produce children. If we follow that model, this war will come to an end. It is not a good model. Humans and other animals have to procreate to maintain their species. So a church that prevents people from procreation, is that what we are trying to celebrate on the 25th? That's our question. And that's why we are saying it is an European affair, not Africans, because Europeans are the ones who initiated it and who are benefiting and continue to benefit from it, and not we Africans. Finally, building of churches than factories. They also do regime changes to remove leaders that doesn't conform to what they want. They do coups to change the leaders. They also use their foreign democracy to put in leaders that will do what they want, not what the people want. If there's any leader that emerges that is doing what the people want them to do, that will benefit the people, they will go and remove that leader. That is the world we live in. And that's why we are advising you. Do not celebrate anything because he doesn't want to celebrate. And with this, we shall be bringing today's lecture to an end. And remember, the caption of this lecture is that this Christmas coming now, we want you to know that it's an European affair. And Africans should stop celebrating it because the Europeans originated it. And this religion is the religion that started slavery and conquest of a people leaving their land to go and conquer other people. And that's the world they created today, that they own lands everywhere. Do you know that the king of Britain owns 1/6 of all the land in the world? The king of Britain, through conquest, owns 1/6 of all the land on this earth. Go and do your research. But he's also a member of the church, right? Of the foreign church. So that's why we are trying to open the eyes of Africans to open your eyes and do the right thing. Go back to our traditional religion. Wake up, use the kola nut, and bless the kola nut. After blessing the kola nut, you go your own way. You don't have to go to any man of God. There's no man of God giving the power more than you. Every human beings are equal. Every human being, you are even better than that man of God. You are better than him, spiritually and otherwise. And so stop wasting your time on that day, because they have handed power to our brothers in Africa that will be imposing their culture on us, and they have declared that day public holiday. Enjoy the holiday, but don't celebrate anything. And with this, we shall bring it to this lecture to an end. Thank you very much for joining us, and have a good day. Bye-bye. Thank you. Share it. Share, comment, and like. And also join us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Touch that bell button so that if we do another lecture next time, you're going to be the first to get it. And also go back to our previous lectures, and you'll be glad that you did. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Bye.